Hello, it's Simone. Welcome back to another Scrap Friday today. I'm still working with Amy Tan on a whim, and this was one of the combinations that I picked in my layout selection, picture selection photo. I really want to make that background work as a background and not cut it apart. So I took my gesso and just muted part of the layout of the, not the layout, part of the background, so that I had a surface to work on. I liked the smileys. They just spoke to me. I wanted to create a very colorful layout. Now I'm going through my 6x6 paper pad to look for colors that would coordinate with the photo and the background, and maybe for some smaller cut apart pieces. And I am very inspired by a lot of different people, and this is something that I see Kat Martin do very often, and I really love how she does it. She just picks a bunch of 6x6 papers and layers them behind her photos or her photo, and the photo mat is never really very small. It's usually very huge, and I love the way it looks. I'm not yet very good at this. I still need to learn and practice and just be adventurous when doing so. So that is what I'm trying to do here. I didn't succeed in putting all the papers on the page. However, I'm really proud of how many papers and how liberally I just cut them down. Didn't really, yeah, didn't go all the way to the edges and have those tight layers, but really larger layers that I could work with. And what I noticed and what I really liked about the way doing it this way is you create spaces where you then can add your embellishments to it. And that is something that I sometimes struggle with when cutting layers too small, that you have this really tight and nice photo layer matting thing, but then it's so yeah, not very open. It's so closed off that you then have to find a way to place your embellishments. So that is actually more me. I just need to practice it more so that it comes more naturally to me, I would say. However, it didn't take that long, and I actually committed to all the layers and to everything here very quickly, and I loved that about the process as well. Don't shuffle everything around so much, just stick it down. You don't really need that to use that much glue, and you could actually take it off again later if you don't like it, if it doesn't convince you. But yeah, it's very satisfying to be such a quick scrapbooker. Then I actually cut down the back mat was too small, so I just added the strip back in again. However, when you look closely, you can see that actually it was from the other side, but I will cover this up in the end, and you won't see that these two don't fit together. Now I think I'm done with the layers. I now move on to the embellishments. And so the first thing that I take out is the die cut pack. And I have to tell you, I struggle with these die cuts that have see-through elements in the same way that I struggle with clear stickers. I think the layout becomes too noisy when you see all of what is behind the embellishment, through the embellishment. Then it's not, it was really hard. So I'm going through all of the embellishments, and what I usually do is I just pick out the ones that I think I like, and then see if I can work with them. I really liked that flower, even though it's a die cut, but I will make it work in the end. I try to make it work like this, but it doesn't. So yeah, you will see. And then I thought if I put this very pink foiled element on the bottom left side, I should actually have another pink element on the right, because I have a pink element on the top, and I really like that putting elements down in threes, so I have a, pink appear in 3 different spots on the layout. And then I also love Cat Martin's layouts, and Adele Inky Quill is a good example for that. They are so genius in putting down random embellishments and making them work on a layout that doesn't have anything to do with the embellishment at all. I really struggle with that, and I think it's okay if you're not someone who doesn't use embellishments that are totally off topic, but I just like the challenge, and I want to use these embellishments because I like them, but I don't have a flamingo. And yeah, I do have palm trees, but I don't want to scrap those photos now, and I want to use this collection, and it has palm trees, and so I thought, okay, challenge accepted. Just go for it. See what it looks like. It's a crazy layout anyway, and so since it's crazy, why not put a flamingo there? I can say in the end, I can decide if I like it and if it was a good thing to use the flamingo, or I can just say, okay, no, I won't do this ever again. And that's, yeah, I think that's a really good approach when you're still not sure about your style, when you just want to expand your horizon. It is just, yes, I know we pay for our scrapbooking stuff, but sometimes you just have to be a little bit more experimental. So now to that flower, I decided I'm going to back that flower with a paper that has a similar color, and then I found this journaling card that is actually the flower. So I just put it down there to make it fit. Then I trimmed around the edges, and yeah, I have a layout or an embellishment where the background doesn't look through, and I really like that much better. So the die cuts. There is a lot of wording on the die cuts, and I already am using this cut apart that says "so crazy." Then I have a phrase that says "I still can't believe it," or "I still can't believe." And then I have this other foiled embellishment that says "super." Because I took the leaf thing out, I didn't really like the way it looked there. And you can see the palm trees. I actually put them on white paper, and because I really struggle a lot with the clear stickers, especially on such a busy background. They don't work at all. Okay, now the title. I had a really hard time getting used to the donut alphabet stickers that came in the collection. So I ruled that one out when I started this layout. I picked black stickers. I don't really know what they're called. I think they're from a Chimel line, Go Now Go maybe. I also received that from April Lily, and I decided to use that for the title. The title says "Do It Yourself" or "Self-Made Man," because this photo talks about when my son, who was then I think 3 years old, decided to paint his toenails by himself. And that's what the title says. I used some wax paper to spell out the words. It's 4 words in German. It's called Selbst ist der Mann. And yeah, I struggle with the beginning of the wording or the phrase, because it just, it was so big. So and then I didn't like how the palm trees stuck out there and how the layers looked. So I decided to use a cut apart and just cover up the what's underneath, and then start putting the title there and then add the die cut later. However, the wax paper was just enough to make the black letters stand out more than they would actually do in the layout. And I keep on sticking down the title or the first two words, and no, I keep on going, but I don't like it. The photo is too dark to make the title stand out. The bottom part, the Der Mann, that really works well, and I really like how it snuggles in with the flamingo, but the beginning, no, it doesn't work. So I take it off. I decide to stick down the die cut where I like it and not make the title move the die cut. I will make the title work around that die cut. And then I take out the donut stickers. And I realize that they are actually much better than I thought they were. I just chose all the same color for the first word, and it looked awesome. I don't know, it's a crazy layout, so why not use donut stickers? And then I pulled out this really, really old, I think it's jute stickers set that I received in a grab bag from a German scrapbooking store. And when I unpacked the grab bag, I was like, no, really? Oh my gosh, those look so ugly, but I have actually used them quite a bit in the past couple of years. So yeah, and they're so old that stickers already fall off in the packaging. And then I just stick down the title, I didn't make you watch this, and then I glue down the flamingo, and then yeah, the layout is done. The last thing that I put down is the S, because it sits on top of the flamingo, and then I glue down the stickers, and then I journal, and then the layout is done. And I had so much fun creating this layout. Who inspired you this past week? I would love to hear. Leave a comment below. See you next week. Bye.